Yes, ATG supporters, to all my families. I just want to quickly give you like this update. Sorry for how I look right now, I'm a bit roughy, but don't worry, I just woke up. I'm about to just jump in the shower. Um, so what the video you're about to see right now is completely different to the videos that some of the people that do see. The questions, they call it questions, important questions, if you want to say. Because the reason why I say that is because I'm asking you a question. I do my thorough research, I dig up what I can, I put it all together, and then I show my supporters, and then you lot can from there take it further and find other platforms where you can learn more about it. But with the questions, what I'm trying to do is just put light to it instead of telling you, look, this is real and this is what's happening. This video you're about to see, though, is more of a storyline. It's more fiction. You know what I'm saying? Some can be facts. If I do tell a fact story down the line, I will let you know. But these are like just basically open up your imagination, just making you dig deep into your thoughts, and it's very interesting. So please let me know if you do like it, and please give me the feedback. But these are completely different. These are gonna be called storytelling. Storytelling. I ain't really come up with a name with it yet, but you know what I'm saying? I'm still figuring it out. But for now, it could be storytelling. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we're doing. We're telling stories, so we just go for what it is. For the meantime, I'll down the line come up with a better name. And those I'll probably just drop on the weekends. I won't do that like the questions I'll be doing like every day, dropping them because I'm trying to build this channel, I'm trying to get it to where it needs to be. But the shorts I'll probably just do, the stories I'll just probably do on the weekend. But I said too much, said enough. Enjoy the video. Thank you.
Hello, my friends. Did you know that once upon a time there was a prince that ruled over mountains of land, a prince of morrows and principle? But when you have a great prince, there is always a great villain nearby. The name of this villain is Canis. Canis is a dark spirit that holds the capture of a human body. He is far from human, but he's smart and intelligent. Supreme, one could say, and of course not from our world, but he was here for a reason, and he did not know why he was here, but he knew he had to be here. It was like he sensed something dangerous and far from normal, as if he was being challenged without even being approached by your opponent, so you know he was more than impatient to find his prey. Or predator. The prince, well, he was a prince indeed, but he possessed certain gift, or curses, one could say, a type of ability that only a few humans can be possessed with. You see, the prince was different from his brothers. I mean, they were much older and had to be appropriate, let's say, for royalty's sake. But the prince never followed rules. It wasn't like he was a spoiled prince. Far from it. It was more like his father trained him as a warrior than as a prince. But none of the less the young prince was learning, never was stupid. Or slow, even smarter than some of the king's smartest generals. The prince already at 18 was sent to the battlefields to test his manhood, and stood victory, and became the most respected prince out all the land. But by the time he was 22, he had committed horrific sins and conquered more land for the king to rule. But the king never did rule. Whatever the prince took, the prince kept, but longer, as he had to go to war and take it the right way. He went from a boy to a strong man within short years, making all proud. But he wanted more from life. It was like he was bigger than the world. Even females did not patch his void. He had shed more blood than most warriors and more than any prince. He had outsmarted the most of the smartest kings and generals. The prince was feared across many lands, and many rebels and outlaws wouldn't even attempt to test or try him, as they knew the consequences. As the prince was clearing his head and just going over things and situations, he sat and meditated. The villain at this time was wandering across the land, finding everything different and strange, but not of the less he was on a mission to find his reason of being here. Canis is not just a normal spirit. Canis is the most feared spirit out of all dimensions. Curse of millions of death and suffering, Canis was different from other spirit. He was always trying to do new things, never was stuck, always free and complete, traveling the realms and destroying anything in its path. Some moons went by. Canis eventually find what he was seeking for. He has come across the feeling he had that summoned him here. Right there was the prince, sitting and meditating. Right there, and then the spirit knew it has now standing in front of the most dangerous human in this realm or world. As he approached, the prince wasn't fazed but was definitely feeling an uneasy tension. As the prince looked up, the dark spirit attacked with great speed and strength instantly. But right after, the prince hit him back with an unexpected move. Ripping apart the spirit's human flesh, the spirit was in shock how a human possessed great skills and ability like this. But none of the less, he knew the human, this prince, this royal human. He is very different and far from normal. Now the spirit was afraid, not understanding the feelings it is feeling at that moment, just knowing it has been defeated. But now the prince knew that there was challenges out there that could really be a threat. I mean, the young prince has took cities and won wars, but coming across something like that dark spirit, he knew they had to be much worse out there. This was definitely his strongest opponent by far. But he stood victorious and proud. But now the prince knew his purpose, so he decided to travel across realms to see what else he could come across. Now the prince was really feeling like this void is being cleared from its waste. Now the prince was happy and had something to truly live for. Of course the family was not happy about this. As the father said to the prince when he was just a boy, "There isn't no point living on this earth if you have no reason to be here. Kill yourself if you do not have a purpose." So the king had no words for his son, just wished him the best. But now in his heart he has more than a reason, and he will destroy anyone that stands in his way. The prince left and went on his journey. But that wasn't the end of the great young prince. He traveled through the mist of life and came across many valuable people that had knowledge that he could potentially use to get him where he needs to go, wherever that may be. But he always kept a low profile, so no one never knew who the mystery being is. But where the prince will be heading, trust me when I say no one will know him, and he would be considered food. But none of the less, this did not faze the young prince. So as he traveled he has learnt, and from all what he has experienced he has took with him. But then the young prince went through a portal that took the prince far away from his world that he has known for his whole life, and brought him to a world unknown and strange. But still the prince was not fazed, but curious he was. So now the prince has seen this world, and it's more dangerous and deadly than anything you can imagine. So then the prince came across a bump in the road, you can say. A dark entity started approaching him. The prince could definitely feel that this thing means him harm, so without hesitation, the prince went for the kill, even knowing that truthfully these weapons might not be enough. But none of the less, the prince with one swift move penetrated the creature. And dead it laid there,